Authors Class.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace Felicia Lawrence and I am the author of Stayin Alive. Stayin Alive is a transgender safety guidebook. I am the first openly known trans woman from the Republic of Liberia, and I'm also a 3-time hate crime survivor. The writing started years ago. Being trans and from being the oldest boy in my family out of 5 kids in Africa, there was no such things as trans and I couldn't dare tell my best friend, my mother, or my parents. So I used to keep a diary, and I always found the diary that had lock and key so no one would go in there. And I wrote a lot about my experience and so forth. So I didn't have a lot of friends, so to communicate, it was through writing in my diary. And I later find out that once you write in your diary, it's like letting it out instead of it being boiled in. Because my father was very tough on me and violent, and so being his oldest son at the time, there was no way. And so it was a tough growing up, but that's when I learned how to write and express things. It flows and it comes out truly from the heart. It's my very first book because for a long time I was a motivational speaker, and so I travel around the world and telling my story and speaking. And it's so funny that we was locked down for almost 2 years during the COVID-19, and at the same time there was a lot of trans sisters and brothers who in domestic relationship that was stuck at home with their abuser, and being a 3-time hate crime survivor myself, I thought about it. Hey, we have a lot of trans youth, we had a lot of trans young adults, and there's no one to take this time to educate and teach these children how to keep themselves safe and to keep themselves alive. So I said, it's time for me to do it. So I did it, and it was very expensive, putting it together, but I got it done. And me being the president and CEO of a transgender safety nonprofit, this helps a lot because we also got a lot of ordering from the military and the psychiatric departments, and a lot of trans parents, who have young kids really, really love the book. And so, yes. The challenges were, if I'm going to keep my trans youth and young adults, if I'm going to keep them alive, I had to be honest. And I had to share my story with them so that they be able to keep themselves safe. Back in the day, the older trans girls, we had a way to keep ourselves safe, but the young kids and stuff, they're getting murdered in the hotel. But most of the challenge was I had to also inform them to be honest when they meet people, letting people know that they are trans, because some of my sisters who are Filipino, Asian, or Latin, they are very passable. And so sometimes when they meet people, out in public, like the Latin girls say caliente and things moving too fast, but you have to take that time to be able to speak your truth and say, you know what, I'm actually trans. Because most of the murder were coming from when most of them end up in the hotel room and these guys found out that they wasn't female. That's when it was happening. So it was a challenge, but I have to be honest, and I had to, encourage them, to be able to live their truth. And if they could do that, most of them would be alive today. The book is it's a small but powerful book, and it's simple, like it says, Staying Alive. So most of the information in my book is to help you stay safe and stay not only trans, it could be straight, it could be adult. These 16 tips that's in here will help you better off your life and empower you. I'm also very spiritual, and so my personal story in the book is very empowering, and I urge a lot of you to come up and get it and read this book. It's life-saving. Or to the readers, or enjoy the book, but be in touch with yourself and practice the lessons that's in the book. My book Staying Alive is in most bookstores, but it's on iTunes, Google Play, or Barnes and Noble, or Amazon, Office Press, and on and on and on. When you Google Staying Alive, you will see my beautiful face, and it will tell you where to find this book. But if you're parents of transgenders, this book will save the kids' life. It will also save your youth and young adults' lives.